But it's like I told my ex-wife, and you can't test positive if you don't get tested. And one of like the male nurses, he's an older guy, he's like, you're too young to have an ex-wife. I said, yeah, I'm only 29, but like that doesn't stop my friend from having an ex-wife.
I guess we'll see if Downtown Brown makes it. Maybe he'll show up a few beers deep and bring up the energy of the group. We're up to 253 followers now.
Shout out to every follower that's along for the ride. We love you guys and gals, mysterious goth mamas and people alike. Unite.
We haven't forgot about our core audience either. The big booty Latinos. That's what we were founded on. So
Yes, that's exactly right.
We didn't see many of those at Richmond. Sold out crowd, but they didn't quite hit the Latino market.
They had big booty Latina in Richmond.
Apparently not.
We need to find out. One of our followers, let us know. If you're in Richmond, shout out Richmond, Virginia. Let us know what the BBL market looks like there.
Richmond. Oh, Richmond.
All right. Well, in remembrance of 8/11, Austin Dillon goes out, kicks ass, wins again, goes to the playoffs, and we had some mysterious tires show up at Richmond this weekend.
What are the odds that Goodyear's going to know what they did to get this tire?
Who knows who's stirring the chemicals over there in that plant? Somebody pissed in it maybe this week and gave us some special sauce. I don't know. What do you think, Speaker?
I did hear that whatever they did with this Richmond tire is what they're going to be using at Phoenix as well. So that bodes well for our championship race. It seemed like an intentionally good tire. I know we talked about that Bristol race last year, like it was, intentionally good, lawful good. But the race at Bristol last year was kind of on the edge. Like those tires, like there was kind of an unknown. These tires, they knew it was going to wear. Like it factored into the strategy, but no one was ever at risk of like a blowout. So I thought it was really good racing. And it was cool because you could see like guys ripping the very, very top. And then you can always see that with tire wear. So Richmond is potentially, with an asterisk, back.
Yeah, they were ripping 4 wide out there most of the race. They were. On all the restarts, too.
Yeah, they were. You don't really see that for short tracks.
Jeff Burton was glazing. I've come around a little bit on this, but he was glazing Goodyear during the broadcast, and I wrote down that to like kind of talk shit about him. But I mean, whatever, it delivered. So they did a great job this week. We'll see if they can carry it over.
What's the deal? Like, why do they only want to like mention that they're going to bring it to Phoenix? Do they want to like keep it in their back pocket as like an exciting event, or like what is the reason why they wouldn't want to bring a tire with that much fall off to more of these tracks or races?
They say that it's an engineering thing. Like they basically don't know how to create what they did last night everywhere they go because the surfaces are different. I guess the weather is different. They're basically just like trying to create it week in and week out.
All right, I get the argument about. Well, I mean, actually, no bullshit. Hold on, bullshit. Weather may be a different, maybe a difference on weather, but most of the places you're going to is going to be high. If it's wet, you're not racing. So you know the fucking app that you've been going to for the last 50 something now years. You can't sit there and tell me that you don't know the metrics of the concrete or the track that you're on. You've been doing this for so damn long that maybe they did pull something out of their ass at Bristol last year, but they've just proven that they can do this again. So I'm calling bullshit on all of that. Like you've been racing at these fucking tracks for 60 something ass years. Sure, they might be like some of them been repaved and whatnot, but it's not like you're stepping onto some surface that you've never been on before. So I call bullshit Goodyear.
I was going to say, I think we're kind of turning a NASCAR problem into a Goodyear problem, and that the car doesn't race well enough that the tire has to be like a perfect level of wear for it to be like good racing. And like you get Richmond and Bristol's where the racing's great, but then like if the tire is a little bit off, it looks way worse because the car's not great. So like Goodyear bringing a good tire is like the best Band-Aid possible, but like they kind of are in a tough spot because all the teams like they fuck with or they mess with the air pressures like crazy. And then if a bunch of flat tires, I think it was like Fontana a few years ago where like every team had like a flat left rear tire. So it's like these teams are going to be like, it's a very wide threshold of what the tires need to be able to withstand. And so it's not an easy job, but I do agree. They go to these tracks all the time. Dale Jr. was able to bring back North Wilkesboro by literally scanning the track in iRacing. So maybe you test your tire compound on iRacing to figure out what wears and what doesn't. But yeah, I think I think Bristol is going to be not the same tire, but I think Martinsville and Richmond, or Martinsville and Phoenix, are supposed to be this tire.
Look, if they
All
want
right.
me to buy Goodyear Eagles and put them on my Coke 600 party school bus, then they need to perform out there. I get that the car is not great, but like this should be the standard. And I'll go buy some damn Goodyear Eagles.
I agree. And I just want to say back to iRacing, you can watch your tires, but you best better be watching your hard R's.
All right. Larson started 30th. Where did he finish this week? I can't remember. But
He was in that
was it
wreck.
top?
yeah.
Oh,
He finished 6th actually, so he rallied.
yeah. I thought it was top 10.
At the end, all the Penske cars back at the front, that might be scary. If Elliott had shown up today, I'm sure he'd go off about how he was correct in predicting that they were laying in weights and practicing for the tracks that are going to be in the playoffs. Richmond
They
resembles a
just
lot of them.
tend to get that pendulum swing around this time of the year, right?
All right.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Bowman. He had a strong second place, had a really fast car. He was on that same strategy that Priest was, where he didn't pit in the first stage, had an extra set. That last stage went green, so he didn't really get to use his extra set. But he was running Dillon down. I don't know if we want to get to that right now. There's a little bit of controversy on Alex Bowman's radio. I don't know. Did y'all hear about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when he got off pit road, he pitted maybe 5 laps after Dillon, and he was 9 seconds back, and he was gaining fast. Like, he chopped it down to maybe like just under 3 seconds, and then SVG was running that very, very top groove, so pinching him on exit, couldn't get a good run off the corner, and then Jesse Love in a RCR, the third car that RCR doesn't run every week, pits for fresh tires, and then instead of pulling away from Bowman, pretty much parks it right in front of him and dirties up his air. And so Bowman naturally does not close the gap after that. He stays probably, I think he finished like 2.8 or 2.6 back. But he gained probably 6 seconds in about 30 laps. So I think had he had clean air, he probably would have caught Dillon. So is that team orders or is that fair?
Sounds like good teamwork. Some of them Hendrick cars should have been out there helping their teammate, but they didn't. So tough shit. The last short track race that I'm remembering is the Bristol one that Larson won, and it was awful. And just it's been a long time since we had a good short track race. And last night or this weekend, I was just like, man, this is awesome. Like, there's so many different leaders. There's so many cars that are fast. There's so many things going on with these pit stops. Like Bubba, Reddick, AJ Allmendinger was running second for a bunch. Ryan Preece wasn't that good towards the end, but led at the beginning. Like, there was a lot of drama going on. And I just 83% in the Jeff Gluck poll for this race, saying it was a good race. So this gives me hope for short track racing going forward, which I think we all needed. We kind of got down on the car a lot the last couple of weeks, but a good day for NASCAR. Only 1.4 million viewers because, again, it's Saturday night.
People wanting to watch somebody get knocked out again, and it just didn't happen on NASCAR.
Well,
unfortunately,
one driver was out there running into everything that he could possibly hit.
What? Who? What? No.
Kyle Busch ran into like 12 of the cars on the track.
Sounds like a very fun event. I mean, it's not any fun if you're not running into cars. I mean,
He got
it seems like
another-
very defensible.
He got another speeding penalty, which we've called him out for like 5 times this year on this podcast. And then he also hit Denny Hamlin like under caution, warming up his tires. And
trying
then,
to get the man back.
And then he hits Chastain. And then I guess Briscoe kind of cuts him off, and he just doesn't lift, just runs right into Briscoe, takes out half the field. Chase Elliott, Hamlin, William Byron, like, man, he made for a hell of a race, so appreciate it, Rowdy. But the man is losing it, I think.
I think he's in a bad spot, both in his career and maybe who knows what's happening in life and in the.
He's one of the most talented drivers in the world, supposedly, and a huge name.
Whoa! Hey,
maybe like 36 months ago he was.
Yeah, him and Kyle Larson are so good at racing, but not good at finishing well.
I will say, that wreck could have been avoided if Kyle ran a little bit lower in 1 and 2. I think he thought he could get clear at Chastain and dive under Briscoe cleanly, but he cut off Chastain, gets hit in the left rear. Then he tries to dive Briscoe late, and I think Briscoe's also getting like blocked by Larson. So I think it looks worse than it was. And I know he apologized to Chase because he'd had no idea Chase was coming below him, and Chase already accepted that apology. So long story short, Kyle Busch did nothing wrong, and he's going to win at Daytona, and then he's going to win the title this year. And I have my therapy appointment with my therapist scheduled for next Wednesday. So
Well, all I'm saying is Harrison Burton's not going to be out there next week. So
That's true.
what happened to the Richmond hometown boy, man?
Before he was taken out by Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott had completed all but one lap this year, and that run came to an end. That's a pretty crazy stat. He almost made it.
damn.
But yeah, Hamlin, there was a ton of pit road stuff. Every 2311 car had issues. Christopher Bell had an issue where he had to go back to his pit stall. Hamlin had multiple pit road issues. He got penalized for speeding, and the crew dropped the jack on the same pit stop. Then he got caught up in that wreck. I think he had the best car, if not for that.
He had a instance where they couldn't get the lug off the front driver's side tire,
Yeah.
and they didn't know if the lug man was tightening it when he was trying to take it off, or if it was just on too tight and they couldn't get it off.
And then we saw Bubba Wallace. How lucky was he that the wheel follows him down pit road, and then he just pulls into Chase Briscoe's pit stall, and the tire just hits him in the ass, and they change it for him.
I saw someone saying that if Denny Hamlin was able to pit in Chase Briscoe's box without a penalty, he'd probably have like 3 more wins on the year just because of how bad his pit crew has been messing him up. But that's the second time this year that Briscoe's bailed out another Toyota teammate and put a wheel on their loose wheel. So I think we have to give Chase Briscoe the teammate of the year award, the Checkers Records teammate of the year award.
His crew.
Yeah,
he's not out
he's a
there.
glue guy, man. He's the glue guy. Let's talk about how close Tyler Reddick is to not making the playoffs right now.
Yeah, another guy that could have won this weekend. Super fast.
Yeah.
Has multiple problems. Now he's 29 points ahead of Bowman. So basically, if he crashes out early, Bowman finishes in the top 5, and there's a new winner. Tyler Reddick's out. Regular season champ from 2024, not in the playoffs.
That's what those wins throughout the little wins throughout the season get you. I mean, you look at where he stands regular season, and I think like he's just in 7th. You know, so not putting together like a terrible season, but I saw like with the playoff standings, and it's just kind of crazy this format that we have.
2 weeks ago he was on the graphic for the regular season title. Like he was in like 6th, and he was like 150 points out of winning the regular season title, and now he may not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Finish. Win the damn race. Don't suck.
He did have a win at Talladega last year, but I think he's also had a lot of crashes at super speedways. So what would your guys' strat be? Are you going for stage points to try to clinch the advantage over Bowman? Or are you going, let me just ride at the back, miss the big one because folks are going to be racing crazy, and then try to get a top 20 at the end?
If you listen, he's one Michael McDowell sideswipe away from not winning at Talladega last year. Okay, McDowell's like aggressive defense is what cost him the lead there, and that's the only reason why Tyler Reddick got it.
You're right. I guess drive in front of everyone. That way you can't run into him. Just go out there and go for it. It will take a lot for him to miss. My strategy would be just try to win the damn race. I think
don't be in the big one.
If you're up there and you get like 15 stage points in the first 2 stages, Bowman's got to score a lot of points to pass you. So we have Natalie Decker is running in the Xfinity Series this weekend at Daytona. She had a baby, so she'll be the second mother ever to run in a major NASCAR race this weekend.
What about mothers racing at Daytona?
Let's see.
I see Miss Decker in the 92 Wawa Chevrolet. Shout out QT.
First woman to race in NASCAR after giving birth. That's what I see. She's raced at Daytona 4 times, but not as a mother.
Not as a mother.
Yeah. 5th place in the Truck Series in 2020. All right. They're going to be out there tearing shit up this weekend. I don't really think there's much else to say about it.
I don't think it's a good weekend for the Toyotas because on the Gibbs side, I think you have Ty Gibbs needs a win, but everyone else is clinched. So I think Bell and Briscoe are going to be told help Gibbs. I think Denny is going to try to help Tyler Reddick. So now you got 3v3 in a manufacturer that can't really afford to lose numbers.
Yeah.
Whereas the Chevys, Hendrick's probably going to line up with Bowman. RCR and Trackhouse is probably going to line up for either Suarez or Kyle Busch. So I don't think it's a good week for the Toyotas.
I think the Fords were super fast there
Yeah.
at the beginning of the
Yeah.
year. So the Penske
Yeah.
cars should be up front. I guess all of the RFK cars we got to look out for. Brad K almost won Atlanta. All three of them need to win to make the playoffs. So
Yeah.
Brad K had
Harrison-
one of the fastest cars I've ever seen at Atlanta when we went in person. Like that consumer cellular car. That's I don't know if he's running that again, but the connection is very quick and speedy.
My take is the Fords are probably going to dominate. I want to say Michael McDowell had pole there last fall, and that's Harrison Burton obviously won that one in the fluke of a race or victory, whatever you want to call that. But he was still in a Ford Mustang, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to go with Brad K. He's going to win. Bowman's going home. Can't wait for that. Sorry, Alex Bowman, if you're listening. Nothing personal. I just want to see you miss the playoffs because it will be super dramatic. What if Hochevar wins this weekend?
Yeah, I was about to say we haven't talked about this kid in a while. I think the gemstones are lining up. Whatever crystal quartz this kid has in his pocket or under his left nutsack, Mr. Caution, the kid on the rise, is going to make some shit happen.
Let's go.
I put number 77 in victory lane. Caution Hocevar gets the win in Daytona and makes the playoff berth this
It
weekend.
would be incredible. He was fast. He almost won the first Atlanta race too. So it's not like he hasn't been fast on those tracks. And he was fast at Atlanta last time. All right, Streaker, you already picked Kyle Busch, right?
No, well, in theory, I'm gonna go with someone that we didn't slander already, but I'll just say Ty Gibbs and Tyler Reddick were not this fella's amigo, but I think this amigo might just have una bailando final, one last dance. Give me Daniel Suarez in the Noventa Nueve Trackhouse car.
See, I really understand the argument of the best driver is not winning the championship every year because of this format. Like I recently went and read this Jeff Gordon book, and he wins 10 races and doesn't win the championship. And there's several years where he should have won the title and Jimmy Johnson won it over him, blah, blah, blah. But listen to how interested we are in all these random drivers winning this weekend. Nobody would be sitting here talking about Daniel Suarez or Chris Buescher or somebody winning and it mattering right now. So I love it. And I can't wait to watch all the drama and chaos this weekend.
We're not sitting here and saying that Chris Buescher deserves to win the championship,
Of course.
Or somebody that's on the outside in. The guy that's going to win the championship is already in the playoffs. And I guess that's really easy to say because we only have one more race there. So that, it's not likely that someone that's not in the playoffs right now is going to win and win the championship this season.
Yeah.
We're also making a point that's kind of a reflection of the state of super speedway racing now, that it is just a gambler's choice at best. I have better odds of kicking the dice on a craps table, punting it and landing and winning, than I do actually getting Caution Hocevar in victory lane this season. I mean this weekend. So I think it's a combination of the two. Not to say that we don't want some upheaval here and sprinkle a little chaos to the order. Your backdrop went away.
I know. My battery's down, so I gotta go change it to.
I was thinking it's probably a good thing that you mentioned that. Should it matter that we care about Suarez or Hocevar or whoever winning this week? And I think, I forget who, but they made a really good point that winning these individual races is a big deal. It's really awesome. But now instead of winning the race being a cool achievement, it's, oh, you made the playoffs. And I feel bad for the teams that run really consistently, maybe top 20 in points, and they're just getting jumped by people way back in the points. I don't know if y'all been seeing Denny on Twitter or the socials this week, but he's been absolutely laying into the format. It makes kind of zero sense. I think he's going after Jordan Bianchi. Mamba Smith, I don't know if y'all follow Mamba Smith on Twitter, but he's the #1 NASCAR mouthpiece right now, trying to hype up the playoffs as NASCAR's chief hype officer, and it is falling on deaf ears.
Good little jab by Denny calling him the chief hype. He said, I think he's the chief hype officer over there.
Nice.
But yeah, I just think, again, I think we talked about it last time. I don't know what the right format is, but I think 16 might be too many drivers in the playoffs, because it used to be when the chase started, 43 drivers, 10 driver chase. And so that was like, less than a quarter of the field. Like, it made sense that those guys were the one competing for it. Now you have 36 charters and 16 playoff drivers. It's like a lot of people are in the mix. So
All right. Well, I think we're going to save the schedule for Downtown Brown's return.
I was about to say, we didn't talk about Xfinity getting the rebrand. Not that
Oh,
that's
yeah.
major news.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Yeah.
all right,
So-
3, 2, 1. O'Reilly Auto
Really?
Parts.
Are they going to keep that jingle at the beginning of every race?
They have to.
Are they going to drop it in the middle of a Crank It Up segment?
I still call it the Bush series, so it's not going to matter to me.
Yeah. I mean, we're at the point where who cares? Like, we had Nationwide, Xfinity, O'Reilly. What else am I missing since Bush?
I don't know.
I think when
I still
Bush, Nationwide, then Xfinity, then O'Reilly.
All right. Well, at least they got some sponsor money coming in from somewhere. See how long it lasts. I guess we're not going to see that Advance. I didn't fact check this, but someone said Advance was going out of business. I really hope we still see that Ryan Blaney Advanced paint scheme out there, though.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's better than that God forsaken Menards.
I think
right.
all of Advanced Auto Parts' remaining money is going to the Blaney sponsorship. I think nothing else is kind of profitable for them.
Got it.
But he did
Well,
win
he
in
was a
Iowa in that scheme last year, so shout out.
Good-looking fella. I'm trying to think of a wrap it up joke. I'm trying to think of some prominent, like I'm gonna do. I'm like Nick Cannon and wrap it up now, but I can't really do a good joke.
They're gonna be
All right.
coming sucking hard on that back straightaway next week.
Steve Letarte knows it too. He's a little worried. All right. Y'all got anything else? Or we're good?
Nah, just looking
right.
forward to being back under the lights in Daytona, super speedway racing. See what the fuck kind of debauchery comes from it.
I think
All
we
right.
have to make a pick for Downtown Brown, which will probably inevitably be right.
He's gonna go
No.
chase Elliott.
Who does he really not want to win? Denny Hamlin is going to win
Yeah.
for Elliott. So we'll get him a case of Keystone if he wins.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank y'all for making time. I'll get on the editing.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
Appreciate you, man.
See you, boys.
Peace.